Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on which part of the world you are. I'm here in Sydney, Australia, and welcome to the channel. Now today I'll be talking about a car share platform. It's called Uber Carshare, which has been popularized in Australia over the last couple of years. Now it used to be a car next door, but Uber has recently taken over the platform, and ever since the business has been branded as Uber Carshare. The idea is, if you have an unused vehicle, then you can rent out the vehicle to other drivers through this platform, and of course you can earn some cash out of your unused vehicle. Now it sounds like a good idea, and essentially that is what I thought before jumping on board, but then again there are some problems that came along, and that is the reason for making this video. Now the first thing is obviously handing over the keys. That how are you going to hand over the key to the other driver? Now you can hand over the key in person, but you have to meet with the other person. Now it can be a little bit of a hassle for you, and that is when the alternative is called instant keys. You'll be delivered with a kit, and that kit will have a lockbox, some GPS trackers, and a toll tag. Okay, so initially when that kit will be delivered, you'll be charged $29. Well, that is at least how much I was charged. And every month, every subsequent month that you use this technology in your car, you'll be paying $19 the subscription. So I used this technology for about 3 months. So January, I got the package. In February, I kept the technology, and in March. So I paid about $67 out of this period for using this technology. So that was one issue, but the other issue, probably the most important issue, is the earning part, right? That is the most important thing I believe you guys are willing to listen to. Now, in terms of earning for the month of February, right, I kept my vehicle fully dedicated for this platform because I went overseas. And before I went overseas, I let them know that, look, my car will be totally idle for the month of February. Now, during this entire month, I got about 2 trips, one a little bit shorter, about an hour, and the other one was a little bit longer for 3 days. Now, during this longer period, obviously, the driver has to fill up the tank, and with the petrol prices, going through the roof and whatnot, the fuel price was finally deducted from my payment. So I made about $170 for the longer trip and $14 for the shorter trip. So I made about $185 out of these 2 trips, and if you deduct the payment that I made for the instant key technology, I made about $120, 3 months. And February, again, this car was fully dedicated for the entire month of February for this platform. So I made about $120 out of 3 months. So the question is it really worth it, right? The other problem with the earning was the technology itself, right? Before I flown out, luckily, I took a picture of my odometer reading. And when I came back, I took another picture. And when I took the difference, I figured out that the final payment that I was made, there was a discrepancy of 19 kilometers. 19 kilometers that the instant key technology hasn't registered. Now 19 kilometers is a huge distance, right? So first thing is you are paying for the technology, right? Subscription fee and the delivery package and whatnot. And also at the same time, that technology didn't work properly, so you lost your earning. When I asked for an explanation, they said, oh, you have been billed properly. They didn't provide me the GPS locations that, okay, on this day, this is the GPS location, this is where the car was, on the second day, this is where the car was, and so on and so forth. They didn't provide me any such explanation. They said that you have been billed properly. So I lost my earning because of the technology for which I paid for, right? And that also brings me to the next point, the customer service. Again, the GPS location hasn't been provided, despite the fact that I provided them with the pictures that, look, this is the odometer reading of my vehicle before I went overseas, and now this is the one I got after I came here. No explanation has been provided. So the customer service, and every time I was sending them an email, whether it was for updating some information into my profile or some queries that I might have, I was getting the responses about a couple of days later. So let's say a hypothetical situation. Let's say because you were renting out the vehicle to other drivers, and you never know who is driving your vehicle. If your car gets involved into an accident, right? If in the unlucky situation that your car gets totally smashed, then imagine the amount of hassle that you have to go through. You have to send them pictures and information, and then you'll be delayed in your response. You'll be delayed in getting things done, right? You'll be out of work. You'll be out of your daily activities, and that can be a lot of hassle. Now, obviously, like I have a comprehensive insurance for my car, and some of the providers do provide comprehensive insurance for rideshare platforms as well. Like my comprehensive was for private use. Private use means I'll be going to work, I'll be going to do shopping, trips and whatnot. But if you are earning money out of this vehicle, if you are renting out the vehicle to other drivers via a platform, that's a business activity, and the comprehensive cover that I had will not going to cover in rideshare situations. Okay, now again, you can buy a different product from one of the providers who have an agreement with Uber Carshare. Again, that's a decision that you have to make, and you also have to pay extra for adding those facilities, adding those features into your product, into your insurance that you will purchase. Okay, but I have a regular comprehensive private insurance, and private insurance, because it's not business activity, like is meant for performing no business activity, it will not cover if your car gets involved into a business activity. So when I thought about these situations, that look, it will be a lot of hassle. I have to deal with the customer service who will be delaying the response. And I also read some of the reviews online that they had problems. Again, you can check out those reviews as well, that they had problems when the insurance claim has to be made, because if your car is damaged during an accident, there is no question who has to pay. The driver who is at fault, he has to pay. But I read some articles, like I read some reviews online that, right, the Uber Carshare is supposed to cover you straight away, but they haven't covered you straight away. There was a lot of back and forth. Some people had problems and they had to deal with their own insurance company, despite the fact that this was used in a platform and the platform should look after you. So I didn't want to take up all this hassle, and these are some of the reasons, especially the last nail in the coffin was the amount that I was paid. When I verified, when I compared, like when I did my calculations, I figured out that it was 19 kilometers less, for which I was provided with no explanation whatsoever. So these are some of the issues that I finally decided to delist my car, and I hope some of you who are willing or who are thinking to get involved into this platform will consider these aspects before jumping on board. Okay, so I hope this helps, and if you find this useful, share it with your friends and family, and thank you for listening, and I will catch up with you on the next one. Bye for now.